Yeah. Yes. Correct. Uh, mhm. Yeah. True. 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 Very, very respectful. That is. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah. I remember my mother, like certain things that, that change us forever, right? Like, and in future, if you ever wanted to like, grab a free burger or something, I don't know, personality would never allow you to do that, right? So because, we see these as examples. Like my mother, I remember like, when I was less than a teenage kid, like I would say. So at that time, for example, we used to talk with my friends, right? Like, how much which political party is paying what money, right? There was a time that, these Congress guys came to my house and they flipped the cash, like, 500 rupees notes, about six of them, I think. How many voters are there? And those days, I think 450 or 500 rupees per person was big deal, right? At that time. So now it is probably 3,000, 2,000 they give for each voter. So my mother straight away denied it. I was standing right behind her and like, we will vote for you, please. We don't need any money, kind of a thing, right? And then there were some guys, for the like, that right BJP party also came. Those guys did not offer money, but to her, or to them also, they kind of, she kind of said, like, we will vote for you. Like I saw that, like that kind of diplomacy where she did not rake up anything, right? And I'm like, why don't you just tell them we are not going to vote for them? Like, fine, you don't bring us into problems, right? Yeah. So, but but there are certain things, right? Like I remember, there is this political party that, that my friend's elder brother like was running, and he wanted people like, he called me, and then I was like, you give me 1 crore also, I will not stand for that. I mean, regardless of the money, even if you give me 1 crore. And that's the truth. Like I could never. But a lot of times, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to get exactly there. So, just in like, one of the things I really feel bad about is that, me keeping these values, it sometimes feel like, I'm an idiot or fool because, right? I mean, it just feels like that because, people who are actually deceiving, who are greedy, they get better, right? Without having this selfishness, it's just little hurtful because you don't get to grow, right? You let everybody else take credit or something like that, right? Like you're not, you're just having fun being part of it, but you don't want something for yourself or for your own family, that's kind of a bad thing also. So I wish I had that quality in me sometimes, a lot of times, honestly, like being little selfish, even at work also, right? Like if not here, but I have noticed that in many places, I'll do the thing, like right now, there was this time when I went to Hyderabad, I want to start these free tuitions and stuff here in Bangalore now, um, um, because there is little bit of work-life balance. I feel that there could be only certain times you have to work really hard, 24 bar 7 kind of a thing. That's in like those interviews and things, right? When there are multiple openings. So, but rest of the time you can log out on time and go home. So rest of the time I want to really start free tuitions. My mother was telling, stop doing that. Then why did you? I was actually fighting with her when I was in Hyderabad this time. So why did you even not teach me all these things? Then you should have sat me down and told me, Funny, this is how you have to be and all those things. But these are the examples you gave, so now I don't care about anything. And because of that, now you are sitting and saying that, why are you not ambitious? Why are you not ambitious? Like there is a level of selfishness that you need to be ambitious, I think. Maybe or may not be. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. True. True. Politics wise, I don't like communists at all because they are a they are very scamsters. They are the biggest scam. Like, yeah. You know, this girl named Ilhan Omar or something like that. That Dearborn, Michigan. She is from Michigan. She was running alongside Obama. She was a Obama supporter or something. What was her name? I think I saw recently that Ilhan Omar. Yeah. So she, she won in 2019. There has been about 4,000 change or 2,000 change percentage of her increase in her you know her her property or something like that, right? What do you call that? So I mean, such a they call themselves more communist like, socialist like, they don't want, and they want everybody to be equal, but they go into politics and make so much money, and it's just bullshit. You remember these guys in you're not supposed to talk about it, because they have a gag order. There was one place in Wayanad or somewhere like that in Kerala that there were some floods. There was heavy rains, and a lot of people died, and there was a lot of houses that got washed away. The whole national highway got washed away there, right? So and then Kerala, I think the government along with the central government, they just went ahead and said that, okay, you know what? Oh shit, I have a call that's coming. Okay, they said that, that you cannot talk about it anymore. So it's basically, there's not one party. All parties are like that. Just same, exact same thing. Okay, I'll take this call. This Sita is waiting in the lobby. Okay, bye bye. Bye. Hi Sita. This is Funny from Global. How are you today? Uh, okay, we were scheduled to talk now, so we can continue on this call if you're okay with that. Or if you want to do it on Teams, we can do it on Teams also. Yeah, anything works for me. Um, So, yeah. So if you want, so I wanted to talk to you about, the current situation, and also, I'm working towards, talking to some clients and getting some interview schedules in the coming weeks. You know that, there is already a roadblock, on the 100,000 fee for the H-1B, right? And that still exists. The good news is that, there was this US government shutdown, although that remains. But however, the administration is funding the DOL, and the labor condition applications are, they're signing them up, right? So that means that, the hospitals will be interested in talking to people, but, only if we apply for a waiver. So case by case, right? That is to the DHS. So with this, positive things that are coming, turning around. So we hope that, that the 100,000 fee will, the nurses and the doctors will be exempted from it. The reason we expect, because it's in the national interest, there is a lot of huge, staff shortage in the US, and most people know it. But however, the the lawsuit is not moving forward that we filed, right? Now, what I would like to know from your end, Sita, is what kind of experience do you bring in? How soon do you want to relocate to the US and things like this? Okay, 14 years in med surg. Mhm. Okay. Do you have an NCLEX, a registered nursing license from any particular state? Okay, and that is still valid, right? Needs no renewal. Okay. And did you start your visa screen, or is it in progress? Okay. And great. So you completed the language then, or you- are you doing it later? Okay. Okay. Got it. So was this year in 2025? Yeah. Was this year in 2025 that you finished your language exam? Oh, okay. Okay. So we have it all the way through 2027 then. Okay. And can you tell me if you're planning to relocate with the family, or are you okay moving alone for the first few months, probably a month or two, then, bring your family later? Okay. Uh, got it. All right. So this is basic notes that I'm preparing for myself. So you started your visa screen just this month, if I'm not wrong, right? Last week. Okay. So maybe, in a month or two, you might get that document, right? You will receive it. So I will keep in touch with you every 2 weeks once, right? So, but if you have any questions in terms of the process, feel free to give me a call and talk to me anytime. You can send me a text on WhatsApp also. I believe, you have my WhatsApp number. Let me check. If you do not have it, I will go ahead and text you. Let me see. Yeah, I have this 965. This is your number, right? The 37231 that I'm talking on. Great. So I texted you yesterday on WhatsApp on the same number uh, at around 1 p.m. Yeah. So if you have any questions, you don't have to wait for my 2 week call. You can text me anytime and I will get in touch with you to address those queries, right? Right. So the process that we follow is, you'll be, having a pre-screen meeting, a 15-minute pre-screen call with an in-house doctor. So she would go ahead and have this 15-minute session so she can assess your clinical strengths and identify if there is any areas of improvement. So the reason we do this is because when we have an interview request from any of our client hospitals in the next few weeks, at that time we will schedule you for an interview training. That is, I understand, because we understand that day to day your focus is on the patient care, right? Not interviewing. So, and these are online interviews, so we want you to do the best you could. So that's why we provide that training support. Okay. It's not chargeable, but however, finishing this pre-screening call for 15 minutes becomes a really mandatory step. um, if what I can do is, I can go ahead and send you an email with the link to book a meeting with Dr. Sonali, and also send you a link on WhatsApp. Yeah. No, this is the training is not going to be now. This is more like a assessment kind of a thing. It's a pre-screening, right? So for me to get your file prepared, see, I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, the hospitals would seek people who have completed their visa screen already. The reason is because the deployment is faster for them. Once you have a visa screen done, then about 4 to 6 months later, you could be deployed, right? But however, in your case, if I have in the next few weeks, if I have a client that's looking for someone who's specific in med surg and who has over 10 years experience, you fit the bill, right? So then I would definitely give them the visa screen past candidates, but at the same time, I will try to convince them to talk to you because your visa screen is already in progress, and it may come through in a month or two, right? So, but however, for me, before the interview, I will have to get you the pre, get you trained with Dr. Sonali, right? So for that, you need to do the pre-screen now. This is just a 15-minute call, Microsoft Teams. Book the meeting based on your availability in this week. If that step is completed, then I send your information to the documentation team. They get your file ready, and now I have both the pre-screening done and your file ready. So any opportunity that comes my way, I have you on my list, right? Yeah. So this is the process. Okay. All right, so I'll speak to you once again in 2 weeks' time. Once you complete, if whenever you book your meeting with doctor, so you could go ahead and let me know the best time, the day and time that you select, and I can give you a reminder call. Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. I'll text you once again on WhatsApp. I hope you get that. All right. Thank you very much, Sita. You have a good day. Bye bye. Wow, it's so hot. Okay, let's look at some
The reason I support Zoran Mamdani is because there are 123 billionaires in New York. There are 350,000 millionaires in New York. One out of every 12 New Yorkers has at least $1 million. Meanwhile, 2 million New Yorkers live beneath the poverty line, 240,000 children. We can fill Madison Square Garden with every seat in Madison Square Garden with kids who sleep in the shelter system every night in New York City. Zohar Mamdani wants to address these inequities in many ways, in ways that a mayor could. You know, free buses will go a long way to helping these people, people that live below the poverty line. Will go a long way to help them. City-run grocery stores in the boroughs, one in each borough, will help people that are relying on food pantries as it is. That's why I support Zoran Mamdan. I don't think this should.
Well, I don't know about the city grocery stores. So there is something, that India probably did. So one of the things that India did, one of the things that India did was Alexa. So having these, so having these, no, it's not picking up. Well, I've got work to do also, but I'm here focusing on trying to make content and give my opinions and stuff like that. So one of the things that I want to tell is that India did provide some free stuff. To a certain point, it's okay. Government-run grocery stores that give out wheat, you know, the basic stuff like probably sugar, um, maybe I don't know what you Americans eat, right? So you don't eat rice, so but still rice, wheat, and pulses, cereals, and all that five types of nutrition, right? So you could give that out, but there's a lot of scam that's gonna happen, right? And the contractors or the vendors, who the government hires would give a cut to Zoran Mamdani and his people. So that's what it'll cause, right? It's not going to, you're not going to have the quality of the, groceries, the regular quality that you buy. So this is serious concern. If you think that, that if you think, if you guys think that, that's okay, I mean, that's not cool because you're hurting your own country. And if the quality was good, if you have a good administration that really cares, that's quite different. But if you have these leftist scamsters, who say, who call themselves socialists, but they are just greedy people. They're just greedy people like everybody else, that rules you. That's a fact. Look at Ilhan Omar. Uh, I was just Googling her, right? Ilhan Omar's Ilhan Omar's net worth probably increased about in thousands of percentage, right? That's bullshit, man. Zoran is just going to get rich. His wife is going to get rich. His relatives are going to get richer. That's it. It's not rich. Actually, they'll become richer because they're already rich, right? And there is credible evidence in terms of, Ilhan Omar, that the net worth has increased significantly, right? In 2024, I believe there was a financial disclosure that was filed in May 2024. So she reported of having a household net worth of about 6 million and 30 million. So between her and her husband, Tim Minat, right? Now, what did she report in 2019? What let's ask ChatGPT what was her net worth in 2018. or 2019. Yeah, let's see that, huh? According to her 2019 financial disclosure, Ilhan Omar listed assets, a retirement account valued between $1,000 to $15,000. Do you see that, people? Huh? Do you see that? This is the difference. Ilhan Omar's net worth is now about 60 to 30 million USD. And what she reported in 2018 and 19, is it humanly possible for someone to make that much of money? And she's a politician, she's not a business owner. You get what I'm saying? Well, people benefit, people in politics benefit from those contracts or whatever they give. So if you New Yorkers think you are in good hands now with Zoran Mamdani, man, wait, it's going to be good for the next 6 months, 1 year, because he just won. He has to get that credibility. But just under the rugs, there will be a lot that's happening. But 5 years to 10 years down the lane, this guy is going to change your demographics completely. New York City is going to become a no-go zone, just like Dearborn, Michigan is right now. Yes, it is. Shut the
Could
fuck up.
be billionaire.
भाइयों और बहनों, इस इलेक्शन में सिर्फ 20 दिन बचे हैं और चॉइस मेरे और एंड्रू कोमो के बीच में है। अगर आप पहली बार इलेक्शन के बारे में जान रहे हैं तो ये है जो एंड्रू कोमो ऑफर कर रहा है। मेरे पास बिलियन बटी है, बैलेंस है, पूरा है कार्य है तुम्हारे पास। आप आपकी वजह से हमने $8 मिलियन रेज किया है, 6 लाख से ज्यादा दरवाजे खटखटाए हैं और बस इतने करीब है इस शहर का पहला साउथ एशियन मेयर।
Wait, this guy says 8 million raise kiya. So that's 80 lakhs. And he says 6 lakh darwaza katkataya. Like he knocked on 6 lakh. That's point 0.6. So where is 8 million and where is 600,000? So this guy already scammed people with his funds. When he's not good, you'll know it.
Sure.
Dani. Oh man, New York messed it up. I just want to ask this question, right? Like, if you see this, let me go back here and see if this is being switched. Okay, the window is still showing. Hey, good morning, Ann. Okay, good morning, Ann. Sorry, I'm working also, people. Man, work, huh? Work, work, work. So, left wing immigrant politicians in USA. Hey, I don't think you could see. Sorry, guys. I went into a different tab. Hmm. What? So here it is, guys. Left wing in USA. Don't know why it got into a different tab. So Pramila Jaipal, Ilhan Omar, this woman, Mazzy Hirono, Tammy Duckworth, Zoran Mamdani. There were a bunch of other guys that I saw. Oh, okay. My boss is pinging me something. Okay. Sometimes at work, when people ask me for reports, for something that happened so far, well, if you're trying to get to a problem, then I would say, hey, how many times are you going to make it successful? Mm. Why is Zoran Mamdani a bad choice? Anyhow, I drag around the bush. I beat around the bush. All right. So I'm just gonna watch some fucking reels. So if he announces free trains, everybody's going to go use the free trains. Wow, what the fuck? How do I check for the battery health? So if you give if you give this free train service, that means that people are going to travel for no reason. For no reason. They'll go from here to there, from there to here, just like that. People who would have avoided travel, smoke a puff, have a joint. I need to know this for new candidates who signed the GNF agreement. My boss wants some reports. I don't know what content creation I want to do. They said, get in front of a camera. Do not hesitate and hit that record and upload that. Start there. And here I am. Hmm, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything since morning. So, rent, freezes, free childcare, city owned grocery stores, all these are fiscally unrealistic, fiscally, financially unrealistic, right? He's not good for Hindus, for Christians, and Muslims also. He's not at all good for Jews, though. Yeah, yeah.
I am Muslim. I am a democratic socialist. What are you cheering about? I never saw people so excited from two failed cultures mindset. This just shows that the Muslim Brotherhood plan to conquer North America is succeeding. Did you have
Absolutely, girl, absolutely.
someone that is going to take down the whole city? The left's logic, electing a radical Islamist who is a democratic socialist to fix the city in the name of equality, justice, human rights. Well, the same groups he's claiming to protect are going to be the first one to get hurt. Free buses, all of the homeless, the drunk people, the criminals will be all over your buses.
I just said it.
Will be a Russian roulette if you will survive the drive or not. Dealing crime with a hug, that will not empower criminals at all. And now you
Mm. And what I did not mention was it'll make New York City bankrupt. These free services, all of these things, New York City will be bankrupt. Trust me. And these people who take these free services, People with that mindset, you're not focusing on anything that helps you or your family, gaining new skills, working hard, all of those things. You just want to lay, like I said, smoke a puff, yap around, fucking go here and there, come back, right? Oh, so sorry, man. Sad state of affairs, New York City.
Will have free childcare, and you want the rich to pay for it, the rich that you hate. And I wonder what will be the DNA of the new teachers. New York City's future is gone when people like him will control the minds of your little kids. From a young age, they will hate United States. Exactly the radical Islam's tactic to conquer the West. People that voted Mamdani.
That's how you move up in the polls. Yeah. That's how you move up in the polls. Yeah.
Yeah, he moved up with what, 50%? Where 50% of the rest of the New York thinks that, he doesn't deserve it. How's it even winning? When many of them paid, voted 600, 700 times.
Why should I condemn him for what reason? Would you like to condemn Al-Shabaab, sir? No. Boko Haram? No. Any of the Islamic terrorist organizations? No. You won't condemn. Please condemn him. That's why I have to condemn him. No. I want you to make sense. You won't condemn Hamas. No. Okay.
They won't. They will never. Neither will Zoran Mamdani.
Prime Minister who thinks that trying to say that Islam is a problem is actually a problem. None of them would condemn Hamas, Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, any of the terrorist organization.
Given any type of facilitation, that was.
Good, you're done too. Next, 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds to discuss.
Yeah, well, yeah. Come on up. Enjoy your terrorist rag. Come on, let's go. You're next. Come on. What's your name? I'm the chairman. I can say what I want. If you don't like it, you can leave. Come on. You're next. I'll clear the room and then we can move on if I hear one more outburst. I don't have to have any of you sit here. One more. I'll clear the room. We'll debate and we'll.
Exactly. Here in Florida, we don't have any patience.
Mamdani is being elected for New York's mayor. What do you think of that? And does Mamdani pose as a threat on Jews of New York?
Mamdani is a phenomenon. We have the experience with London. Sadiq Khan, who came to power in 2016. Promised also people with affordable housing. Since then, the crime went up 40% and the housing 20%. A lot more homeless people. He did not solve any problem. And he asked the rescue of the Qataris, of the Arab oil money. This is going to be the reality, I think, in New York. And he's anti-Semite, but of course he represented as he's anti-Zionism. And in fact, there are some Jews who are voting for him, not realizing that he wants the Jews to basically vote. New York is very unique. Because it's not about the price tag, it's about the people who build it. The Jewish people.
Well, the Jews that stood by him, they're not voting for him in reality. They stood by him because they're businessmen. They want to be on the winning side. But voting them, when you cast your vote, they don't vote for that guy for sure. Because they know who he is.
Really paying the prices. It's really not safe in New York. Many hateful people. It's unbelievable. And if you can.
I'm standing here on West 83rd Street in front of a building owned by one of the worst landlords in New York City. We are talking about a lack of heat, a lack of hot water. Housing isn't just more expensive than ever. It's falling apart.
Zoran Mamdani blames landlords for not maintaining their properties, but he doesn't realize that the rent control policies that he supports are responsible for the decline in the quality of housing in the first place. Rent control reduces the supply of housing because it is no longer profitable to build housing at the price dictated by the government. Thomas Sowell writes that not only is there little new housing built in rent-controlled cities, but the quality of existing housing deteriorates as landlords provide less maintenance and repair under rent control, since the housing shortage makes it unnecessary for them to maintain the appearance.
The war against women in New York City continues. This was an attack early Sunday morning about 3:30 on the corner of 47th and 8th, where a brute came up behind a woman, choked her out. She
The name is Mamdani. M-A-N-D-A. The name is Mamdani. M-A-N-D-A. Lord.
There's just something so electric, so satisfying about knowing that my MAGA parents, wherever they are probably having a horrible night tonight. I literally just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like they are in such a bad mood probably about the fact that Zoran just won and Prop 50 is gonna pass. Like, wow. God, I'm sorry. It just makes me feel good that my MAGA parents are probably upset right now. When the day starts with Dick Cheney being dead, it ends with Mamdani winning. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
The name is Mamdani.
Yeah, sure.
I do think that communists and socialists keep trying to implement these systems into countries, even when they keep failing time and time again. Is it just because they want power, or they're actually seeking that perfect utopia, or what?
C.S. Lewis says that it might actually be better to live under greedy robber barons than it is perpetual moral busybodies. He goes, the robber baron, the person that is motivated by greed or a lust for power, they may at some point have that desire satiated. He goes, but the person that torments you for your own good will do so without end because they do it with the approval of their own conscience. When I read Gramsci, when I read Herbert Marcuse, when I read Foucault, when I read Simone de Beauvoir, there seems to be a common trend, a disdain for God, because God represents a power and authority outside of themselves, a disdain for objective reality because God makes objective reality possible. And then there's no objective morality. So if you're rebelling against reality itself and your goal is to be your own God, you can come up with 1,000 different ways to justify.
We have one guy named Rahul Gandhi. Same mindset.
We're going to create because they haven't fully embraced the ideas the way they should. Well, then we'll be happy to re-educate them or imprison them.
And say, okay, it's enough. We shouldn't be robbing and taking people's money. But if you think morally, you've replaced God, and there is no God, and there's no conscience, it's England of ourself, as our rabbis teach. There's no end to this.
I do think that communists and socialists keep.
Not at 6.
Listen.
Guys, I'm ending the stream. Doesn't make any sense because I need to step out from the desk.